Today we learn how to create this really cool photo manipulation using just 2 elements and also adding few effects here and there and how to color grade it to look like a movie scene. So without further ado, let's jump straight into Photoshop and let the fun begin. Right guys, we are here in Photoshop and 2 elements that we will use today is the background as number 1. I got a photo from unsplash.com and this really cool looking spaceship. And if you're wondering where I got it from, it's from Blender. So it's a 3D object, 3D model that I purchased from CG Trader. You can get it down. I can leave the link down there in the description if you want, and it's pretty cool when you render it out. So it's pretty simple model, but it's cool looking model. And I will use this. Let's go back to Photoshop and let's start. So basically it's a simple scene, but there are a few things that we will change here. First, I want to position my first spaceship somewhere here. If I press C for crop and just click once, I will see my composition lines. So rule of thirds is right here. So that means that I will position my spaceship a little bit here. This is my main one. And also I will make a copy. So Control or Command J for another one that I will go a little bit behind. And this one will be a little bit further back. So somewhere here, probably something like that, a little bit higher because they can raise like that or like that. I don't know. Let's position it like this for now. Maybe even tilt it a bit. So this is it. Let's make one more copy. Control Command J and go with this one. I want to put it all the way back and I want to make it really smaller, like it's all the way there. So somewhere here. Let's see the rule of third. It's okay. It's here, so we can move it approximately like this. We can put it up. We can put it down. We will see that later. And also, I will go with one more, and this one will go to the front. Be bigger, and it's first here, somewhere here, maybe a little bit bigger. So it's something like that. So my composition, it's not bad. I will see about this one. Maybe make it even bigger, closer to the camera, and then blur it. So that's it for now. Let's go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and I want to blur this one. Not too much because that's crazy, but something like around 10. Let's type 10. Not bad. For now, I'm pretty happy. Maybe to move this one all the way back so we have crazy composition or something like this. And we will see about this one. We'll see about this one. Not sure. What do you think? Without or with? I'm not quite sure, but it's like this for now. Okay, so now we need to create some sense of depth, and we can do that by blurring the background and blurring every single spaceship that is further away from the camera, because this one is the main one and it's in focus. Or if you have like high aperture and everything is practically in focus, you can create depth using different brightness. So that's cool. Let's try both. Let's go first for this one right here. I will go with exposure, clip it to affect only that spaceship right there, and we can make it brighter. And also with this we can make it more faded, like this. Okay, so that's one. Okay, let's go, and I'm holding Alt or Option key and just copying here, make as a clipping mask to affect only that one right there. So this one will be less bright. Okay, and the first one right there, exposure, clip it to affect only that one, will be, let's move everything here, the darkest one. Okay, like this, almost like a silhouette. So that's one way of creating a sense of depth. And also we need to do something with the background. So right here, let's unlock this. And what I want to do here is, I don't know. Actually, I know, but you can see how the background has that sense of depth because the same thing, the same principle, by making the further element more light and less saturated, etc. So this is it. So what we can do here actually, before doing everything, is we can try to change the sky. So let's go to edit and go to sky replacement, and just as a fun, let's see this one, how this will look. So we need to give Photoshop a moment, so I will put it right there. And this looks pretty cool, I really like it. So we can change the temperature more towards the blue or more towards the warm. So a little bit towards the blue. Why not? And we can make it brighter or darker. Depends what effect we want to achieve. Let's actually reset it to 0. And I think it's pretty good for now. So what I like to do, I'll press OK, and it will just create a new set of layers here, and it will change the sky perfectly without too much struggle of me going and just finding the edges and replacing the sky. So that's really cool. So what I like to do here is to go maybe add curves adjustment layer over the top of everything. I'm just trying this. And let's see. Actually, let's go right there. And I want to make the background, but this part of the background brighter. Like that. Control or Command I to invert the layer mask. And I will go with brush. With white brush, and just make this thing a bit brighter. Okay, I don't need this anymore. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Everything back is already bright enough. And now, because you know this is like a desert and there are a lot of sands here, and these spaceships are going pretty fast, so I will make this one bigger, Control Command T. They're going pretty fast, so I'm sure that they will move that sand and make some kind of dust and everything. So let's create that. Let's create this really cool effect. So I will create a new layer above the main spaceship, and this will be like cloud dust. Okay. And for that, I will use my custom-made cloud smoke dust brushes that you can get on my website. The link is down there in the description. It's just $1. Or you can watch the video how to create it by yourself. I have it, and you can check it out right here. So I will use this one, and let's sample first colors. So I will go with this color and even brighter. And another color is darker tone of everything. So probably like that. We'll see. So basically now I'm just painting, and with X on the keyboard I'm switching between colors. So this is like pretty cool dust here. And I can say I like it. Alright, so maybe a little bit dark there and the back. And before and after, really nice. We can do the same for another one, for this spaceship right here. This is, let's just copy this and paste it here, number 2. Okay, and just add a bit, not too much, but a bit of that too. So something like that. Also, we can go with this one. Let's see, should we position this one a little bit more higher like that, or a little bit more down like it was? Okay, let's leave it here and create another layer that I will add a dust, and basically I'll just add a little bit of it here and a little bit like this. Maybe we'll also erase it. So it's not like an exhausting pipe that I have here and it's making dust. So basically it's just dust from the sand down below. And something like that. And I'll definitely create a layer mask, and with the black color just erase that, like it's gradually fading down with the same brush. So that's pretty cool. And you will see now in a moment that it's a subtle change, but it's really cool. Also, we can do it here. Let's see. And this is number 4. And let's see how messy this would be. So a little bit, like that. It's pretty messy, but why not? But why not, huh? What do you think? It would be cool if actually we can talk while I'm working on this, but we cannot talk, and I'm now totally alone in this studio and talking to myself practically, and then you're watching me. It's crazy feeling, guys, that I'm basically watching in the camera lens and you have the impression that I'm watching you directly to the eye, but not. I'm watching in the camera lens and I'm all alone here and drinking my tea, so cheers. This is not bad. It's pretty nice, so let's leave it like that. Let's fade it a bit, and I'm pretty happy with the result. So we need to see what we will do with the sky and everything. So the sky is a little bit too saturated for my taste, so I will go add a hue and saturation adjustment layer, and just, you can see, we can make some crazy things, but just a little bit of desaturation. And what we can do even more, we need to make impression that these spaceships are racing and they're moving really fast. So there are 2 ways how we can do it. We can either blur them or blur the background, and I want to blur the background, so let me show you that trick. I will go and hide everything that is a spaceship and the dust, and I will go here, press Shift Ctrl Alt T or Shift Command Option E on a Mac to merge everything into one layer. Right click, convert to smart object, and then voila, bring everything back as it was. And now this is my new background. Okay, and I will blur that. So I will go to Filter, Blur, Motion Blur. That's one way. And not bad. Not bad. So we have impression that they are going really fast. Alright, so we can make it crazy fast, and it's a perfect not making sense of the photo, but we'll do something like this. That's one way how we can do it. One way. And I will press OK, and I will make a copy, Control or Command J, copy of this, and remove the effect, right? And another way, let me just test this. So blur gallery, and let's go to path blur. Let's try. So basically we have one value here, then as it going back to the background, let's see if everything will change. Everything will change. I don't want that. So here, yeah, we want more blur here. Let's see the speed. If the speed is 0, yeah, that's the same. So this is the global speed slider, but yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't like that, so let's go like this. Okay, and let's go here a little bit more. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, there is another way how we can, come on, I don't want that. I want to just move this up to see if there will be any change. Yeah, there is a bit of change, because okay, Okay, this is it. You know, what is the point here? The background. The objects that are further away will be less blurred than the objects that are closer to the camera. So the foreground of my background image will be more, it will have more motion blur than the further away objects in that background. So this is it. Let's press OK and let's see how this looks. Alright, so let's compare. This is with pad blur and this is with Gaussian blur, motion blur, sorry. So there is a difference here that you can see. It's not a big one, but it actually, you can see here in the sky. Look at this part here. So sky should be less blurred than the ground here. So this is, everything has the same motion blur with the motion blur filter, and this is it. So before and after. Okay, now that I show you this trick, it's a sponsor time. This episode is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of online classes that you can use to improve your current skills or learn some new skills. They have a lot of photography and illustration classes, graphic design, freelancing, and much more. For example, you want to step up your photo manipulation game and start learning some 3D softwares like Blender because it's free. Skillshare has some amazing tutorials on how to start Blender, how to model in Blender, how to animate in Blender, and much more. Also, they have some great drawing classes, and if you're a photo manipulation artist, you know that sometimes you need to draw certain things manually, and if you know how to draw, how to sketch, how to shade things, how to draw a hair, an eye, etc., that's really important. You will make your artworks even better, and I really recommend Mima's artwork, Beginner's Guide to Portrait Drawing. In 19 lessons, she will cover all the basic things, and with that class, you will improve your drawing skills a lot. Also, Skillshare is an ad-free, so you can stay in the zone while you're exploring new skills. Also, there are new premium classes launched each week, and there are so many cool things to learn there. So first 1,000 of my subscribers that use the link down in the description or my code Nemanja Sekulic will get 1 month completely free on Skillshare, so you can see if that's something for you, and if you like it, after 1 month you can just continue with the subscription, which is pretty affordable. Okay, so what else we can do here? We can change a little bit the brightness of these spaceships, so maybe this one a bit brighter, and I want maybe this one to make the main one a bit brighter. So let's go with the curves this time. We don't need to use exposure every single time, so maybe something like that. And also what we can do is to add a motion blur to these dust particles. So I want to convert them to smart object because I can easily change the motion blur amount if I don't like it. So for example, this is it, then go, let's see, up, right click, convert to smart object. Okay, now that we have that and that we did that, we can blur these guys a bit. And actually, no matter that we blur the background, this spaceship will have a bit more motion blur than others because it's even closer to the camera. So let's do that. Let's go here and let's add motion blur. Where is it? The spaceship number 3. Okay, add a motion blur, just a bit. See? Okay, like that. And I want to see what I will do with this guy right here. Should I have it? Should I leave it there? Should I move it back? Should I move it up? Should I put it down in the sand? I don't know, but it doesn't look bad actually, like even like this. And I want to make it a bit brighter. Bit brighter, and this one like here. I want to make it even brighter. Okay, so not bad. Let's call it done because we can do so many things here more. But this should be a simple and easy video, just using 2 elements and make a copy of them and just adding few effects. Now let me show you the color grading part that I pretty much love, and I will change this to look a little bit more like a movie scene, so like still grabbed from a movie. So I will go with Shift Control Alt T or Shift Command Option E on a Mac to merge them, to merge all the layers into one layer. Right click, convert to smart object. Before I continue, I just want to say that of course we can add a few more things here. We can add some lightings here and make some lights on the spaceship and populate the scene a little bit better, and maybe add some kind of space station there or whatever. So don't type the comments, yeah, this is not a finished photo. It's just for example to see how you can do certain things that I'm showing you in this tutorial. So now let's go to camera filter. So filter and camera filter, and here we will do a color grading. So how to do that? Well, depends on what kind of effect you want to achieve. I want to start with temperature sliders. So do we want to have more like bluish tint or more like warmish tone? Maybe like this, and a little bit of greenish tint. So this already looks pretty cool, like some kind of sci-fi movie. And also I want to go all the way down to calibration tab and change the colors here. So let's go with the green and see what we are doing by this, by moving the slider. So that's cool. Also we can go more towards the red, like it's a Mars kind of scene and race on a Mars, whatever. And or we can go with this kind of effect. That depends on what do you want to achieve, what kind of impression you want to leave here. So maybe something. Now I realize that I could do something else here too, but I don't want to complicate it too much. Maybe I will do it and put it on Instagram. I'm not sure. So for this tutorial, let's leave it like that. Right, let's go to color grading tab. And for the shadows, I want them to have that kind of red tint you can see. I want shadows to be a red. Yeah, and I want them a bit darker, okay, to have more contrast. Also, let's see the balance between the shadows and highlights, a little bit towards shadows and blending and balance, like that. Then I will go to highlights, and highlights maybe a little bit more bluish. Let's see. Yeah, just a bit. And midtones, let's see. I'm purposely doing this too much to see the effect. And here I want this type of greenish yellowish tint there. And now I'm going back to basics and see if I'm changing this, I'm getting totally different result, but I don't want that. And this looks cool. Okay, now let's add a contrast. Let's see what we will do with the shadows. We can open it a bit, but go with the blacks down. Okay, and highlights, we can close or open the highlights, depends on what kind of effect we want to achieve. In this example, I want to boost the highlights a bit and also boost the texture a bit, like this, right? And we can lower saturation and boost the vibrance. Vibrance, okay, like that. And also what I love to do here is, let's see, so I can sharpen this a bit, but that's not the point. So let's see what we will sharpen it. Just the spaceships, like that, a bit. But let's see, I want to add the grain because I love that. So I don't want to add too much like this, it's crazy, but a bit of a grain and vignetting. So these are two things that I really love. And you will see now the before and after. Let's zoom this. And amount of grain is pretty cool. And let's go back and see before and after. You can see it's pretty big result, big difference. So this is like Everything is normal, but this is really cool. Like practically it's a grab from a movie scene, from some kind of sci-fi movie before and after. And I can add this type of vignette even more if I want. I can distort it, so like boing or boing. This is not bad, and then we can crop it, but I don't want to do it now. So 0 here. And that's it. We are pretty much good to go. Let's just add a radial filter here to brighten up this guy right there, because it's our main model, and maybe just a bit, and press OK. And let me show you again. Let's go here, put it to fill the screen. Okay, and before and after, it's a really drastic change. I really love it. So just the color grading can add a lot to the image, to the story, to the everything, and this is it. So I really hope that you like this episode, that you learned something new, something cool out of it, and check out Skillshare. You can learn a lot of things there. Also, the link is down there in the description. And if you like this episode, press that like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe in case you're not already. And also ring that bell to get notified about all the future episodes. Have fun experiment and see you next week in next fun episode. Bye bye.